It's raining. Okay. There's a ping pong table over here, but nobody's playing. It is raining, as it often does. Uh, what does it mean to accept an apology? What does it mean to accept an apology? Well, I've asked this kind of question, and one thing I found is that apologies are like religious. People have so many versions of it that they're attached to, and they're very attached to them, very emotionally attached to them, because it has to do with a lot of things that can be beautiful or scary in their lives. You know, the forgiveness that they have gotten and given, and the mistakes that they've made, and that have been made against them. So everybody sort of has their own view, but this is my view, and yeah, I'm saying that this is the solid view of apology as far as I know. This is the right way to look at apologies, as far as I can figure out, insofar as there can even be a right way to look at such a subjective thing, and I think there can be. So when I accept an apology, and when someone accepts an apology, what I'd like it to mean, and what it does mean when I accept an apology, is it means that I am going to give you time to regain my trust. If it's a very minor thing, you might regain my trust while you're giving the apology. You know, if you were upset one day because of you're having problems in your relationship, you took it out on me, then, I'm probably able to regain the trust just from the fact that you're willing to notice that maybe you were out of line. But, if you do something bigger, maybe you stole from me, and yet I have some relationship with you where you've apologized, I've accepted your apology, I am willing to give you a chance to regain my trust. It doesn't mean I'm going to hand over my bank account, but it does mean that I'll extend some sort of trust to you, on this, trust-earning basis, because in order to prove you're trustworthy, you have to be trusted and not betray the trust you've been given. So you'll start being given these chances, basically. And that's what I think accepting an apology is. It's not trusting someone instantly after they apologize. It's not having any hard feelings still. But it's a promise to let them try to regain their trust, which does mean about hard feelings that you're going to try to overlook and handle them yourself as much as you can. So you reduce the hurt part of your issues and are left just with the direct parts. So, like if somebody had stolen from you, then, you have accepted their apology, then you try to get over or already be over all the emotional things where how could they hurt me that way, but you're still left with maybe this person can't be trusted around money, and they have to rebuild your trust. And fitting that, what does it mean when you give an apology? To me, the proper situation where you can give an apology is when you are saying that given the same situation, you would like to have handled it differently and will in the future handle it differently. So, for example, if I do something that I feel bad about, I don't consider that I have the right to apologize unless I can honestly say that the next time a similar situation arises, that I'll react differently. Even if I want to, let's say it's a personality flaw, but for some reason I know the personality flaw is going to persist, then I'm not really in a position to give an apology for that. An apology is a request for a chance to rebuild trust, and so that's why it's a promise to do something different. It's an admission you did something that betrayed the trust. There's other words you could put on it, but that's a generalization, works well enough. And so you are admitting that's part of the apology, that you did something wrong, and you're saying you'll do it differently in the future. And so that's how I think apology works, and I think it explains some of the weird parts of apologies. For example, one thing that was making me think about apologies, I'd already been thinking about them, I think about it regularly, this issue, was that guy that Coughlin's talking to made a video, which I was not familiar with this guy, but I watched a video of his as a result, unrelated to Coughlin's interchange, where he was talking about apologies that suck, like when a child says something rude to you and their parent forces them to apologize. He feels that that kind of apology is more is worse than the insult. And I think, my system of apology kind of explains why. I mean, his complaint was that, the kids were insulting him with something they thought was true, and you can't really and shouldn't really have to apologize about saying something you really believe. It's fake to apologize, and see, my system sort of explains, well, why is it fake? It's fake because that apology is not a part of never doing it again. That is just a social face-saving politeness. Mind you, I do make my children apologize in such cases, but it's not really because of it's efficient, the apology itself, for the person that's been insulted. It's more that this is how we teach our kids to think about what they say, and maybe when to keep their mouths shut, or when, their attitudes are the gross thing and not the person that they're having attitudes about. So anyway, yeah, cheers.